Hi guys, welcome again to your favorite channel, Kriss, where I'm reading you the novel that I wrote entitled D. How have you been, guys? Okay, let us go on, dive into reading, but please, before I forget, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Chapter 12. Now D is in Joburg. In the early hours of 7th March, I arrived in Joburg. From the time we crossed Beitbridge border post, I could not sleep. I was so excited. I didn't want to miss anything on the way. I was wide awake. So this is SA, the land of milk and money. Finally, God had made a way. It was still very dark, so I was advised not to leave the bus yet. That's when I slept for about 2 hours. I was waken up at 5 a.m. because the bus drivers needed to go and rest and freshen up before they go back to Zimbabwe again. I took my very small bag and started walking to Park Station, where Taurai was waiting for me. You remember Taurai? Right. I had made that call. Not really sure if Taurai still remembered me. Taurai was the talkative guy I had met in the bus the first time I tried to cross into South Africa. He was so excited to know I had made it this time around. I was so happy to know I had a place to go to. Taurai. Through Taurai, God had made a way. Right outside the gate, I met two middle-aged men who told me they had just arrived from Harare. I immediately asked them if they were also going to Park Station, to which they positively responded. We walked excitedly, sharing stories about our journeys to South Africa and our plans in the future. From Norway, we were surrounded by a group of about 6 boys. Yes, boys. They were not old. Somewhere between 18 and 25 years of age. I was so scared and I was so shocked. We have often heard stories about these boys who took drugs, these boys who were dangerous in the streets of South Africa. They immediately demanded for our phones and money. I was so shocked, I didn't know what to say. 2 of them had guns and the others were holding knives. I had never seen a gun before. I had never seen a gun at close range. It was the first time for me. At first, I was so reluctant to hand over my phone. I couldn't let it go. It was the only communication that I had with Taurai. It was the only valuable that I had. If I give these boys my phone, then how was I going to contact Taurai? But I could let go of my wallet. The guys were not patient. They raised their voices and threatened to harm us if we attempted to run away. After emptying our wallets to them, they searched our bags and our pockets and they disappeared as quickly as they had appeared. Our clothes were all over the place. No one said anything to each other for a while. We were dumbfounded and speechless. So, the stories we often heard about South Africa, the robberies and the murders were so true. All along, we thought people were creating. This was a nightmare. Guys, what has just happened here? I was asking the boys that I was working with. No one responded. We walked in silence, each minding their own business. Just then, we saw a police car passing by. Oh, they didn't pass. They stopped us. Yes, one of us had stopped them. I later figured. Before we could report what had just happened to us, they asked for our passports. Luckily, we all had them. Only after they saw our passports did they ask why one of us had stopped them. They were not interested. They even said something, kwere, what. They advised us not to walk in the early hours of the day as it was dangerous. Huh? The police telling us not to walk because it was dangerous. So what was their duty? They drove away. Ah, really? Were they real policemen? The other two guys told me this behavior was very normal from the police. I asked the other two guys if there was a police station close by so we could make a report and maybe recover our money and phones. The two other guys looked at me and they just started laughing. They told me that I was naive. They even said to me I was acting childishly. Did I really know SA? Only when I sat down at Park Station, that's when I realized the situation was very bad. Yes, I knew the situation was bad, but not this bad. I no longer had money. I've never had a good life since what I encountered at home when I went back to my D. My phone was gone. It never rains. It pours. Hey guys, what is D going to do now? This is the end of our chapter 12. Please don't forget to comment, to give me some ideas, to tell me what do you think D is going to do. Guys, again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for listening to this story. It's interesting, exciting. Keep on listening to what I have in store for you. Bye. Thank you for your support, guys.